Diego. We are here again, and I'm so excited. For those of you who are local to San Diego, our weather is back, and I'm so thrilled. We're having 69, 70 degrees today. It's almost feeling like fall. And today, when I came in, I was super excited because I'm interviewing my trainer. Not only is she a trainer, but she's a badass woman who has done so much in her life in the fitness world and just as a person. Manu Fit Gym is her Instagram handle. And not only is she a kick-ass trainer, but she specializes in helping women over 40 become the best version of themselves in terms of their health and their wellness and spirituality, truthfully, because she's a woman of God. She walks the walk, she talks the talk, and she gets you into really good shape. So today, this is for all of my ladies out there. Rarely do I have just a ladies type podcast, but we're going to talk spirituality. We're going to talk motherhood. She's a mom. I'm not. Well, I am. I have 2 dogs. We're going to talk all about why she became a trainer. She's done 2 bikini shows. She's a bikini pro. I mean, all the things in terms of being the best version of yourself as a woman that we as women have a hard time balancing. So Manu, welcome.
Hi, Debbie. I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm so happy to have you here. So I know when we work out, you've got your system down to a T where we're in a group setting. Everybody has an exercise to do. There's like 9 stations and it's 3 times around. But what I love the most about what we do in your gym is the camaraderie. Yes. I love the community. I love that there are women that are like-minded, that they just want to get in shape. Like it could be, for most of them are mothers. Yes, you're a mother. Yeah. I'm not, but I look at these women that are kicking butt in the gym because you walk the walk, you talk the talk, you're in great shape, and you're leading us on this journey. Yeah. What led you to do this?
I was that person who was needing that person to be the best version of myself. I was struggling. I was a mom, full-time mom. I needed to find my passion, my purpose, and that's how everything started. It started with putting myself through competitions, and then I found my calling. Like, I want to share this gift. I want other women to feel the same empowerment, and then that's how everything started.
Yeah. So was there a defining moment, you know, as a single mom, right? And you were probably already working out at that point. Was there a defining moment where you said, I need to help someone change their life?
Oh, yeah. Yes, there was. There was a lot of times that, I'm single mom now. I wasn't a single mom back then. I was married back then. I went through a lot. I went through a postpartum depression. And that really got me to realize that I need to do that for myself in order to get back on track with life. And then also, found again Christianity. It has always been in my life. And I kind of forgotten a little bit with everything and just kind of found that again and just kind of started becoming, again, the best version of myself. And then I decided to put myself through a fitness competition. I kind of needed like a little bit of a kick in the butt to get back to, in track. So after that, I started getting a lot of people, they noticed my change, my demeanor, my passion for fitness. I was posting, my journey for the competition. And then a lot of people ask, I want to train with you. What are you doing? You look great, But I know it's not just looking great. I was probably like, feeling really good. And just my demeanor changed. I was happier. So I'm like, okay. So I think there's something here. So I started studying a little bit how to become a trainer, even though I've been working out since 2012. I just kind of like, okay, let me see what I can do here. I'm going to get my license and then start training people out of my house. I started doing like Sunday classes for free, just invited a lot of my friends and all the friends of friends. And then that's how the business came about.
Oh,
just really like, just like coming together, just like that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. I think I found my calling now. I love it.
So you're very hands-on, which I love, and not a lot. I'm the kind of person that if I'm going to hire a trainer, they need to look the part, and you definitely look the part.
Oh, thank you.
I've seen people in gyms where they hire a trainer, and the trainer's on their phone. They're doing what they're doing.
Yeah,
they're not in shape. You're very attentive. You're very mindful with giving suggestions for modifications. You're always really, even if there's 6 women in the group, You're
Yes, it
able
gets
to,
busy
you
sometimes.
know what's going on over here with this station, you know to go over and adjust this and monitor this. So what part of you is so passionate about this? What is it that drives you? What fuels you to do this, to change these women's lives?
Yeah, good question. Okay, so I think at first, when I first started, it was very much, let's see what happens, right? Let's just go in here, see what happens. And then with time, I noticed there's a lot of struggles with self-belief. And I just started seeing myself in them as well. And then I started noticing some changes on them and like, no, you can't do this. You can't lift a little bit more weight. It's on your head. And I know if you're going to get hurt if you can't handle it, I would know, right? So it's like pushing them and seeing the growth internally and becoming the best version of themselves that believe in themselves. And then naturally, physically start changing as well, right? So that's what it is all about for me. So I love, I started with Sunday classes, about 8 or 10 women. It was a lot. It's been in my house.
Oh my gosh.
That would be a whole lot.
That's a big class.
Yeah, it's a big class. So within time, I started adjusting everything. Now I can handle 5 to 6. I'm able to be there and then see everybody's capability, who I can leave it by themselves a little bit, the new ones or not. And it's just so beautiful. I love meeting all the new people. I met you.
Yeah.
And great minds attract great minds, you know, like-minded people. So now, like, I'm attracting a different group of women. I'm in a different phase of my life. My kids are growing. My oldest son he's 18. My daughter's 12.
You have an 18-year-old?
Yes.
No way. No
So he's
way.
18. So things are, you know, as I'm changing, my business is also changing. And I love what I do. And when I'm there, it's just something lights up in me. Like, I love just helping others. You know, I feel like helping them helps me as well.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like that's what it's about. Like, now it's just discovering that part. I'm like, wow, I'm so happy. Like, I'm working, but like, I love what I do.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is rare. A lot of people don't have an occupation that they can say that they love going to do, because whatever it is that we decide to do in life, you better enjoy it because you're doing it for 40 hours a week. Or less or more. I know for me, I'm a natural healer where I love healing and helping people. And I think as women, we gravitate towards helping other people and other women or other people. I know for me, when I help other people, it's healing a trauma in me 100%. that might have been a childhood trauma or an adulthood trauma, that by helping that person, it's healing my inner trauma.
100%.
What are some traumas that you feel are responsible for who you are today?
Yes. I feel like growing up, I was the third child. I was sort of like a surprise baby kind of thing. After 8 years. So basically, like, I didn't feel like I had a hands-on parents on me. I could do not anything I wanted to do, but it was a little, you know, more not neglected, but a little bit. I just felt like, you know, now I feel like I need a little bit more support, more guidance, more love. And I feel like what I do, it kind of gives me a chance to give it to others. I give it to myself. So I think that's what kind of like what was lacking growing up a little bit. I don't have any resentment towards my parents. They did the best they could at the time. And now I have a great relationship with my dad. My mom no longer is alive, but I have a older sister here that lives in San Diego. That's why I came to San Diego from Brazil. So I think you're so right, like whatever. And I think like the lack of empowerment, the lack of somebody being there pushing you, which I didn't have, you know, and I feel that's probably what makes me want to feel empower other women as well. And I think, like you said in the beginning of the podcast, we women naturally just struggle with balance everything out. In their motherhood and marriage and things come on the way, the pressure becomes even more. So you feel lost in the middle of everything. So I feel like fitness has helped me found myself again, found my voice. It's my calling, and I'm able to transfer that to, that's why I think I love what I do, because it just comes naturally, like the healer part of me. And then, like I say, it's not just about the body. The body comes for sure with consistency and all that. But I think the internal transformation, and I think that's when people come to me, they can feel that I love what I do. That's why, you know. Yeah.
Well, health isn't just about the physical anymore, and it isn't just about nutrition anymore. It's a little bit of everything. So it's your health, it's what you put in your body, it's the workouts that you do, it's your emotional health, and it's our spiritual health. 100%. I know that you and I talk a lot during our workout sessions about our faith and being believers and followers and how important that is in our life. Walk me through, because everybody has their come to Jesus moment.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I know mine was back when I lived in LA and I was living the Los Angeles lifestyle. I was drinking, I was doing drugs, I was running around with athletes and actors, and I ended up in the emergency room. That was my come to Jesus moment. Right? What was your come to Jesus moment where, and I mean that tongue in cheek, but what was it that led you to the Lord?
I had many moments like that. And I feel like I had a moment when I was a teenager, getting to college, also feeling a little lost, got myself into college, but partying a lot, drinking a lot, just escaping through all my problems. And that's one of the reasons, and I remember just going out my window in my room and just saying, God, is this all it is? Like I feel like there's something more out there for me. Like show me the way. Like I want to get out of this environment, this, lifestyle per se. Like it was fun until it was not fun anymore, as you know. You know that you don't
so
belong
true.
in that
It's fun until it's no longer fun.
Yeah.
It works until it no longer works. Yes.
Correct. And that's when the opportunity came to move here, and then I took it. So I felt that was, my dad, are you sure? I'm like 1000%. I never felt so sure about this. So I knew there was a calling, something, and then you kind of things happen and you kind of like forget a little bit about the Lord, about Jesus. You just kind of, and then again, things start happening and you're like, okay, again, I need, and then every time. So now I feel like I don't want to lose this connection ever again, because it's always there. And why not have it that every day? So
it's so true, because it's a relationship, right?
Yeah, it's a relationship.
God is not a vending machine.
Yeah.
Right? Where you can put in a quarter and choose what option. God, I want you to do this today. Okay, let's put 25 cents in. Okay, God, today I want to do this. I'm going to give you $1.
Right.
Right? God is not a vending machine, God. It's a relationship that you walk every day. You talk the talk. Are we perfect? Far from it. Do we continue to sin? Every second of the day, but his grace is more abundant, 100%. Right? Than the judgment we have on ourselves. Yeah. So you're beautiful. You have this thriving business. You're single. Guys, sort of.
No,
and
okay.
you're thriving right now. You're a woman of God. Tell us what drives you, not in the business side, but what drives you as a person to keep doing better and better each day and showing up for yourself. Because let's face it, in a world that's so image-based, a woman that's beautiful like you walks into a room and you're going to get attention whether you like it or not. I talked about this on my podcast, my solo. You're going to get attention whether you like it or not. How do you handle that sort of attention and bring it back to a godly woman, not seeking the validation of men or other women because of how you look, but because your inheritance is him?
Yeah, for sure. That's a really good question, because I definitely care about the way I look. I take care of myself, and there is times that you can get caught up on that, but I realize that's not really truly who I am. That's now how I feel good. I don't, I work with Instagram a lot and I get a lot of attention and things like that. But I know truly like what I love the most connecting is in the deeper level with women.
Yep.
And also if I'm going to meet somebody, I like to get in the deeper level of like, you're a believer or not, or, all this nonsense and that false validation doesn't work anymore. And I think that comes with experience. I think we just, in life, we just, it's experience. Been there, done that. Do I want to go there again? Want to learn my lesson? Do I want to grow as a person and become the better version of myself? And now I have a daughter. She's 12 years old. So I definitely have to walk the walk. I cannot just say, don't do this, and I do it. So I just have to, I have a big responsibility in my hands, which is my daughter. And also my clients too. But I think my daughter is like a number one of like, okay, you have to.
Because she's watching you every step.
Every step. And she represents everything who I am. So if I see her in a way, behaving in a way that I don't agree. I'm like, maybe she sees something in me that she's, so I'm always like very self-critical of that. So she keeps me on my toes.
Yes.
And, it's just coming from the heart, coming from your essence. My essence is family, it's friendship, it's family number one. So I think that always keeps me grounded. Yeah, grounded.
I love that, you make these commitments to yourself and therefore it extends to your children and therefore it extends to your clients. What are some of the covenants you've made with yourself recently that you're struggling with to keep, especially as a trainer, right? Especially as a woman of God, especially as this person, this brand that you are. Yeah. What are some covenants that you've made with yourself recently that you're struggling to keep or kept and was like super proud of yourself? Yeah. Like something so simple, like I made a decision last night to get up early and go for a walk because I wanted to be with God. Yeah. So I did some worship music this morning, went for a long walk, but you better believe at 5 o'clock when I woke up, I said, I really don't want to go for a walk. Yeah. I'm tired, I have a headache, I don't feel well, but I did it anyway. Yes. So what are some things that you are committing to right now that you're struggling keeping the covenant or you have kept it and you're so proud of yourself?
Yeah. I'm so proud of myself for the fact that I'm found a church that I go to every Sunday. I love it. And, it's a commitment that I have made to myself since January, since I separated. And it's something that's like a non-negotiable to like I go. And I'm so proud of this new phase of my life. I have been struggling with self-doubt sometimes. I think we all deal with that, self-doubt.
Human?
Yeah, humans. And I'm always like, okay, then like, what are you talking about? Like, you got this. And I'm always like trying to get myself and believing in myself. Yeah. And I struggle with that sometimes. Also, we're getting older. So I feel like we, us women, the
whole different podcast.
So different podcasts. Yeah. So I'm always, try not to compare myself, try not to get on that,
competition.
That competition.
The envy, the jealousy.
Yes. So I feel like that's a struggle for us. And I'm being quite honest. I struggle with self-doubt sometimes, for sure. Yeah. And that's why I like to surround myself with positive individuals and, so we can be honest with each other and kind of lift each other up, because... it's interesting because social media is such a blessing and a curse, right? And as entrepreneurs, we have to have it. Yeah. You have to have social media. 100%. Real estate, we have to have it. Yeah. As a trainer, you have to have it. Yep. And I know in both of our industries, it's so easy when you start scrolling the feed to see someone that's in your business doing what they're doing, training who they're training, having the perceived success that they're having. Yeah. I do it the same. I scroll my feed. That person has that listing. That person's going to this event. Yeah. As a woman of God, I have to stop myself, and the Holy Spirit convicts me and says, that's not your lane. Yeah. I created you to be you, not to be them. Yeah. Stay in your lane. How do you... Because your business especially, it's very competitive, right? You're an IFBB Bikini Pro. Yeah. You have your pro card. Yes. You've won 2 bikini competitions. Yes. How do you, because that business is wrought with surface. Oh, yeah. All surface and how you look. How do you battle that fear of missing out as a Christian woman who's a business owner who happens to be a trainer? Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, for me, for example, I only done 2 competitions. Yeah. And I know, and I got my pro card and I never competed as a pro athlete. Yeah. In the business. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. And I seen all the girls competing and who's out there and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, what's most important for me? Yeah. It's my family. Yeah. Right. To be there for my kids. Yeah. And it takes a huge commitment to be a competitor. Yes. And now that's it's a lot of time and commitment. Psychological. Now, number 2, I have this business, which is my baby that I love and my clients. And if I'm going to get on this competition again mode, I'm going to leave a lot of people also, it's going to let not let people down, but I'm going to not be able to take care of these other ones.
They can't come with you.
But I do want to do, so, I'm very good now at like looking competitions, at photos of other girls or looking at other trainers and like, my moment probably will come. or not. If not,
And that's okay too.
Yeah, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
And in this business too, I have shifted my mind, and there's so many people in this world. There's no competition.
There isn't. It's in our head.
It's in our head, and we attract different customers. And my focus is just trying to be the best version of myself to attract the best clients I can be. They're kind of like looking for the same thing. And it's so funny now that since I become a Christian, I'm officially baptized now.
Oh,
I'm having so many Christian clients too,
Yes.
which I love.
Yeah.
And it's like so interesting.
That's so amazing. Yeah.
That's so amazing. So that's what keeps me grounded. But I have my days, of course.
We're
but
human.
mostly much better than, you know. So I think,
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some tips that you would offer, not just a woman over 40, but anybody listening? What are some tips that you can offer them to stay disciplined? Because I can tell you right now, since I've been training with you, my discipline is much better. However, it's getting more difficult. It's getting more, because my attitude is, I'm going to work out with Manu tomorrow so I can eat that donut.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. But not really, because when I come to you on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays, I go, why do I have this layer of fat on my stomach? Duh. Right? So what are some tips you can give the consumer out there that's looking to start training, or they are training, because it's a commitment, right? And it's a commitment and investment in yourself. What's a tip that you can give someone to stay disciplined? How do you stay disciplined, and how would you encourage somebody to stay disciplined?
I love this question because it falls not just in your fitness and your wellness, but just life in general.
Yes.
And we all struggle through moments, right?
Yeah.
So number one tip that I always tell myself, easy on yourself.
Yeah.
Right? That comes back again to the comparison, all of that. Yeah. Because especially in my industry, you see girls that are shredded. They're like very, very toned. It's almost impossible if you're not in some extra things that you're doing, but no judgment on that. I'm just saying, like, you just have to be realistic that consistency is great. No comparison. All right. Number two, consistency. Start with small things. Okay. Then commit to yourself to, like, okay, you sign up. I remember when you decided to come and train with me 2-3 times a week. That's non-negotiable. And then you start with we start slow. Yep. And you build your consistency, your discipline. You're might fall some days. I'm not perfect at all. I have my time, especially like now that I'm like doing more things with friends, more free time. So they're having a little bit more fun, traveling a little bit more. So we have to live. Yeah. So I have to go easy on ourselves. Yeah.
So no judgment.
No judgment, I think. No judgment, but like try to be always, okay, you know what? Yeah, I had my donut, I had fun, but like tomorrow's Monday, let's do a little bit extra cardio.
Oh no, girl.
But with love.
The donuts go in 2 days. I've already had 2 or 3, and they're healthy donuts, but they're donuts.
I know.
I'm going to bring them tomorrow during our training session and give them to you, because I can't have another protein donut.
I have a huge sweet tooth as well.
Oh my gosh.
I have a huge sweet tooth. Yeah.
And then I get all down on myself. What am I doing? I'm working out tomorrow, but it's easy to do that.
Yes.
So you're saying go easy on yourself.
Go easy on
yourself.
Don't
judge yourself.
Yeah, don't judge yourself.
How does that trickle over into other areas of your life? Like, how does that person, if that discipline's dialed in with their fitness and nutrition, how easy is it to be that way in your personal life?
I think psychologically, let's go psychologically here, right? You're gonna feel you're guilty about the donut, whatever. You can let's not
darn
feel.
Donuts.
Damn donut.
Bring them tomorrow.
I have a huge sweet tooth.
Good,
I know. Don't let that dictate your day. Like you did it. Don't let it dictate on your business as well. When you're, in your motherhood, or don't let that ruin your time. Like, okay, I did it. Let's moving on. Let's, don't let, because I think that can also ruin so many things, right?
Yes.
You get in your head so I feel like we have put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and let's just, we did it. That's fine. You're supposed to eat, it's life. You have to enjoy delicious donuts, but don't let that become don't let it become
the focus. Like
don't let
deter
it
you
become
from,
exactly. You did it, but that's it. And also pay attention. Like, why am I doing this? Is it because really I'm hungry? Is it because I'm I'm tired, bored? There's so many questions you can ask yourself. Yeah. So it's good now. Cut myself in. I'm anxious. I start eating sometimes. So I'm sad. I don't eat. So food, it relates a lot with emotions. So it's good to cut yourself. Like, what am I doing this? Am I bored? And I'm anxious? Yeah. What is this all about? Oh, maybe I just want to have a treat. I had a really good workout section. I've been disciplined. I deserve to have an ice cream, a donut, a glass of wine. I love to have a glass of wine with my friends here and there. So I think it's just really about balance and not really just like torture yourself about it, because we all do it. We're not perfect. We might see many people that look so perfect on Instagram, things like that.
But that's the social media version.
That's the social media. It's a lie. I tell some many times that I have post photos that I had the worst day or something like that. So it's like, let's be realistic, ease in yourself. And then check with yourself about these donut situations. That because I'm anxious, it's what it's about. And then try to think through and don't judge yourself so much, you know?
So be easy on yourself. Don't judge yourself. And identify the source of why you're doing it, because it truly is. It's about it's a trigger.
Over-exercising. Some people can be over-exercising as well.
Oh yeah, and it's a trigger. I think it's a trigger too, because I suffered early in my life with anorexia nervosa, and that was because, as we all know, in the eating disorder world, it's because you don't have control somewhere in your life. So the fact that you can control the intake of your food, or if you're bulimic, the outtake of your food, 100%. Was your way to control that is uncontrollable. For me, it was because I just couldn't control, period. I was young. I couldn't control what I wanted to do. My parents were strict, whatever. So I decided to become an anorexic girl, and I was super skinny. So those tendencies carried on into life, but I had to identify the trigger. And once I identified the trigger, then I could do healthy workouts. Then I had a healthy relationship with food. You probably see a lot of the eating disorders in your industry and probably in your clients, maybe not, I don't know. But, you know, when you find a client like that, how do you identify helping them without really coming out and saying, hey, you have an eating disorder?
Okay.
Because you become a therapist of sorts.
Yes, 100%. I never had deal with that with clients, but you deal with just in general other things about self-image, which is almost the same, you know. It's not really clinical, but it's self-image, the talk. And I'm like seriously, like, you look great, like, let's, you know. And the more beautiful the women are, the more fit, they're actually harder on themselves, which is really crazy. And I feel like I probably do the same thing.
We're all guilty of that, right?
And you're also, you know, you're so beautiful. You're, you know,
the worst. It's
like 59 years, you look amazing. So I think that the more beautiful, the more fit some people are, the more critical they are. And I have noticed that. And I always try to be very honest, say, you know what, I feel like you going the wrong direction here. I feel like I always like try to give people compliments. I know sometimes people need that a little extra love or something like that. And I feel that's sometimes what's lacking. It's like the little self-love and, you know, I was trying to come from a gentle place. Like I said, become almost like a psychologist.
You are a therapist.
I know when people needing like inner strength, or they're needing a little bit of love that day, or they're having a hard time with their marriage. I know, because I've been working with people. I have clients now for 3-4 years, and I kind of know everything that goes on in their lives. I know they're needing that day, a harder workout or not. So it's, you know, it comes again like the self-love, the love that we can, you know. That's why I love so much what I do too, because get to know everybody on a deeper level and helping it like from the inside out too.
And it's all, I mean, it's what you do is everything. It's the whole package, right? So if somebody is new to working out, and they're afraid of the gym, or they're afraid of weights, they just have no clue about it. What are some tips you could give them to start so that they overcome that fear of, oh, I don't want to go to the gym, I'm afraid to lift weights, what if I get too bulky? All these phobias.
I think the best thing, and I used to have that phobia back in 2012. I never lifted a weight ever in my life, and I had my son, and I became a full-time mom, and I needed kind of like to get out of the house and do something for myself, and that's how I fell in love with weight training. Sign yourself up for a class. Go to check out my class. Sign it. Be surrounded with like-minded women.
For real.
If you're a mom, those morning classes are full of moms that drop off their kids in daycare or preschool, the 9-10 o'clock. You know, so sign up for a class. That way that you like surrounded with other people, and they're gonna support you, especially women. We all, I've been there. They like to help. You know,
amazing.
So I think fitness group classes are a great way to start.
Right. Okay.
And then
I like that, because I'm a group fitness person. I'm that person who has ClassPass. Will go to do these fitness class, Pilates, yoga, all of it. I'm not real good on just going to the gym myself because I know how to use the equipment, but I'm like, what am I doing here, right?
Yeah. You all need different things.
Tell me a little bit about your like the bikini competitions, because that's such a thing.
Yeah.
For every woman, I feel like we at some point entertain wanting to do that, but it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
Why did you decide to do that, and where did you get your commitment from to do that? Because that's discipline.
Yeah, like huge discipline. So that was back in for my first competition. I did it because I had my daughter. I was 31 years old at the time. I had my daughter, and I was battling a little bit of postpartum depression. So I started working out again because, so that natural endorphins come back. And I remember I used to feel so good after I had my firstborn. So, and then I started going really hard and getting really focused again. So people are like, oh, you should do a bikini competition. You look, I had a trainer that told me that. And then my ex at the time also told me, you're so focused, you come in every day, you're looking great, want to do a fitness competition. I'm like, what is this all about? And then I started researching. I'm like, wow, like
it's a big thing.
It's a pretty big thing. And I, self-doubting myself, should I do it? Am I really good for this? Like the self-doubt. And then one day, like I always do, when I decide something, I just stick to it. So I signed myself up, got a trainer, got a nutritionist, and then 12 weeks of prep. And that was intense. It was really, really intense, especially when you have a family. I didn't work at the time, but it was also very rewarding because I made that commitment to myself to finish, to go all the way into the end. And I learned a lot. And it was great. And then I won the first competition. I'm like, oh, I guess they're right. I guess I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah.
So, and then I decided, and then I got qualified for a national show, and I was going to wait. And then all of a sudden again, the little voice inside of me, wait, just sign up, get a trainer, you're in this right now. And then just that there was calling me. And then I signed up in that national show in Pittsburgh. It was a pretty cool experience. It was really, really hard on my body for sure. It messed up my hormones. I had a little bit of almost like a eating problem afterwards, very unhealthy. But to get to that level, I won 2 categories, which was the open and the over 35. At the time it was 36. So I did really well. But in order to get to that level, I had a top trainer at the time. And I did it, but it was a cost of a lot too.
That goes to show the price you pay for beauty, the price you pay for what seems to be perfection, the price, so the abuse you put your body through, emotionally, physically, physiologically.
I didn't know what I was signing myself into.
Gosh, all of it. What are some healthy tips you can give someone who's training, who wants to start eating clean, that are like not really sure where to start? What are some tips you can give them in terms of nutrition?
Easy tips. I think like I learned that also with my sister. Instead of like taking things away, adding good habits to it, your life. For example, if you're the person that never works out, sign up for a group class. If you don't drink a lot of water, start adding more water. Start adding more protein to your diet. Start adding good habits instead of like, oh, I'm gonna stop doing this, or I'm gonna stop doing that.
Excessive.
We all do it. No, start adding good habits, and then within time, you're gonna ended up being consistent with it. So I think that's about adding good habits instead of taking out. And then naturally, the bad habits and then you're gonna notice, and you're gonna do less and less. But that's pretty much what I do sometimes too. Instead of like going so hardcore, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna stop doing this.
Get rid of everything.
Get rid of it now. Just drink more water. Go an extra day to the gym, a little extra cardio here and there. And, I think it's just like, I think that's what worked for me sometimes, most of the time.
So speak to the women over 40 right now, because I know that, I'm over 50.
Yeah, but you look amazing.
Thank you. But the women that you work with are over 40. What's one tangible piece of advice that you could give them, especially because our bodies change so much?
Metabolism,
hormones, postmenopause, premenopause, perimenopause. I mean, we're going through so much, right? What is one tangible you could give that woman over 40 who's at her wit's end about her body changing so much?
I think acceptance. Self-love, acceptance.
I love that.
I think we're in a culture now that we're trying to look like we're 20 or 30. We're not. We're 40 and we're beautiful. We had kids. We're able to have kids. If you don't have kids, it doesn't matter. But we have achieved so much with our bodies that and I think we just need to have a little bit more, self-love to ourselves. And in the working out, that what I love, training women over 40 is basically we're getting older, so we need to get healthier, stronger bones, and that's going to also help your hormones, and you're going to feel good. And I think that's why it's so important. My daughter's 12. I want her to start training pretty soon, 15, just to kind of learn about her body and her strength. And it's just, and to learn the discipline, because that's going to go in everywhere in her life, in our lives. So I think women over 40 should think about, you're never going to be this young ever again. That's one thing that my friend told me the other day. I'm like, oh, wow, this is great. You were never going to be this young ever again.
We're not going to be this age ever again.
I remember when you used to judge yourself in your pictures when you're 20 or 30, and you want to I feel so old. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You look great. And celebrate this phase of our life. I know it's really hard,
especially because of our society, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying just have more acceptance for yourself.
Yeah, more acceptance.
Yeah.
I see it, I'm around a lot of women, and they're all so beautiful in their own way, like not just physically, but like internally. Like I appreciate everybody so much, and I know they're looking to get a little less weight, this and that. But I'm like, at the end of the day, like,
just be happy.
Just be happy with yourself. And of course, take care of your health.
Yeah.
Drink more water. Yeah. Move your body. Very important.
Very.
Very, very important, because we actually living longer. So we want to live longer, not just live longer, we want to be healthier.
And, not only that, but we have to remind ourselves as Christians that we are not defined by how we look.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that our identity is in Christ. Not in what the mirror tells you, not in what the magazine tells you, not in what your girlfriend looks like. You're absolutely perfect and loved and wonderfully made in Christ. So we have to remind ourselves that. And as we become more and more involved with life and society and the image-based issues as women that we deal with, the empowerment is now shifting back to women over 40. Right? Where less is more, where, they're taking back their health, they're taking back their rights, they're taking back their power. So we have to remind ourselves that less is more. Accept us for who we are. Be gentle. So what if you had 10 donuts? Accept yourself and a pizza. But who cares?
Who cares?
Tomorrow's a new day to start over.
Yes.
Well, I've always been impressed with you. I'm so happy that we got you on here. We've been talking about this.
Baby, I love you
and
so much.
I just know that there's so many women, this is going to resonate with so many women. So how does somebody get in touch with you? Because you guys, she had her first class is free.
Yes.
And you're going to want to sign up with her. I'm telling you, I'm addicted. I work with her. I work out with her.
We
so
have a
much.
lot of fun.
I look forward to our training.
Yeah. We work out, but we have a lot of fun too.
And the conversations are funny, and the dance parties and everything, all that stuff. But you guys, her first class is free, but how do people get in touch with you to train with you?
Yes. Right now, Million on Instagram, Manufit Gym on Instagram. And you can send me a DM, and then we can talk and come see and check out the class. Yeah.
And you guys, you come as you are. You don't have to be somebody who's had you've worked out before. You can come as a brand new person who wants to work out, because she tailors it to you and your needs, and if you have injuries and all that good stuff. So Manufit Gym, if you need her information, you can reach out to me as well. But you guys, women over 40 and men, why not?
Men, why not?
Why not,
no,
right?
Yes.
Join the party. It's a revolution. We're going to have fun. She's making women over 40 look flawless.
Thank you,
she's
Tammy.
doing it flawlessly.
Aww,
so
you're
Manu,
so sweet.
Thank you for
I
being
love you,
here.
Tammy.
And as always, thank you for tuning in today for Under Contract. Honor the commitments you make with yourself, because this health, wellness, fitness, all of it is so important for longevity. Peace out.
Bye, guys.